So I'm sure that he ain't gonna change. He's gonna be who he is, and again, he don't bother me. I don't think 2 seconds about none of that because he's not on my level. You know what I mean? It's like he's not talking about business. You know what I mean? It's just giving his opinion, trying to promote his son. I don't agree with. Floyd told me many years, probably go 25 years ago, that what kind of person he was. But initially, I'm just being honest, I didn't believe him. I had to see it for myself. Yeah. And my description of him, he's a horrible person.
The boxing world has just been rocked to its absolute core by what can only be described as the ultimate cold-blooded betrayal. Leonard Ellerbe, the man who spent decades as the silent shadow and the indispensable right-hand man of Floyd "Money" Mayweather, hasn't just broken his silence. He has shattered it. Whether his actions are legally sound or a blatant breach of contract, one thing is certain. He has officially snitched on Floyd in a way that absolutely no one saw coming. In his most explosive, unfiltered, and raw interview to date, Ellerby dropped nuclear-level revelations that have sent massive shockwaves through the entire sports industry. He didn't just air some petty, surface-level grievances. He strategically leaked highly confidential and deeply sensitive details regarding Floyd's private financial dealings. The former chief executive...
American dream, man. You got 55 cars, 40 girlfriends.
Well, actually,
You're a billionaire now, right? Come on, let's salute this billionaire on stage.
But how many years ago you was broke? When I say broke, you ain't have a lot of money, you was just barely making it.
The calculated way Ellerby exposed Mayweather was so icy and deliberate that it has left fans across the entire globe asking one haunting question. Is this a meticulously planned revenge mission? Many industry insiders believe Ellerby is out for blood after being unceremoniously sacked from his high-ranking role as the CEO. If you take a trip down memory lane to this time last year, Gervonta "Tank" Davis hinted on social media that Floyd was being held back in Dubai against his will. At the time, Floyd's camp laughed it off as a joke, but Ellerby has now confirmed that every single word of that rumor was the absolute, terrifying truth. He revealed that Floyd was only allowed to leave Dubai on one condition. He had to sign a binding legal agreement promising to pay back his staggering, mountainous debts within exactly 1 year. If he failed to meet that deadline, he was legally obligated to return to Dubai to review.
Floyd had posted that you was no longer a part of Mayweather Promotions. You care to say anything about that?
There's nothing to say other than I appreciate the opportunity to do something amazing. We had an incredible run, and I'm forever grateful and thankful. Blessed.
Yeah.
Blessed.
Yeah, that's
blessed.
I love to hear that shit.
The details of this financial nightmare get even darker and more disturbing from here. According to Ellerby's testimony, Floyd Mayweather was physically and liquidly unable to pay up the massive debt when the clock ran out, which forced him to travel back to the Arabian city to answer to his high-stakes creditors. This journey didn't happen in a vacuum. It coincided with a series of embarrassing and controversial stories that Floyd was desperately trying to micromanage. We're talking about the blatant, false claims of him acquiring a $42 million mansion in the heart of New York City. A claim that turned out to be pure, desperate fiction intended to keep up appearances. On top of that, the cracks are showing everywhere. He reportedly owes millions to high-end jewelry stores, various international organizations, and is currently entangled in several messy, high-stakes tax fraud cases. Ellerby was quoted saying, "I know the whole situation makes it look like he escaped, but that's just..."
Which he's done a good job thus far. But then sometimes there's a line that you cross with some of the things and you turn some people.
To the absolute jaw-dropping shock of everyone watching, Leonard Ellerbe didn't hold back on the real reasons why he finally walked away from the massive company they built together from the ground up. He claimed his sudden exit from Mayweather Promotions was a direct and unavoidable result of Floyd's alleged financial crimes and his total, reckless mismanagement of the promotion's future. "I had to leave. It was heartbreaking. Truly, it was my life's work. But I simply had to leave for my own sanity," Ellerby confessed with a heavy, somber tone. He described a chaotic situation where Floyd was making one disastrous decision after another, and as the CEO, Ellerby was the one constantly left on the receiving end of the legal and...
Years, and I'm like, what is it about him that sort of reviews?
He's always been jealous of Floyd. He's always been jealous of Floyd, and if that ain't obvious, I don't know what it is. You know.
As soon as Ellerby's bombshell claims hit the internet, the comment sections of every major sports site became an absolute war zone. Fans are now forensic-level dissecting every single aspect of Floyd's carefully curated money persona. The general consensus among the public? People are absolutely stunned by the sheer insanity of how much he spends compared to what he's actually bringing in these days. It's a classic, tragic story. A legendary, once-in-a-generation athlete who goes completely broke post-retirement because they can't stop the outrageous spending and bottomless pit of poor investments. One fan pointed out that Floyd's entire public image is directly tied to the concept of being the wealthiest man in the room, so he has no choice but to embellish his worth just to stay relevant. Another fan analyzed the Dubai situation with a more technical,
making it
today. I ran all the way in here.
Why?
Because I couldn't even buy a bus ticket.
That's crazy.
But you still had 55 cars.
No, I don't.
What happened?
Well, I bought myself some crack.
Dang.
And then more crack.
The internet detectives are currently working overtime, theorizing and guessing the specific, gritty reasons for Floyd's captivity in the Middle East. A third fan added a very detailed, haunting theory, claiming there are 3 major reasons why he's being held by the authorities. First, suspected and deep-rooted money laundering allegations. Second, the rumor that he reportedly ran out of liquid cash at a high-stakes underground casino, was granted a massive credit limit based on his name, lost it all in a single night, and then tried to leave the country without settling the bill. This supposedly resulted in the casino owner calling in the police to surround his private jet on the tarmac, physically preventing him from taking off until the check cleared. One trolling fan even came up with a brutal new nickname that has since gone viral: Floyd No Money Mayweather. The fan joked that Floyd...
The disrespect thing, that's just something I don't get into. Floyd's a legend in the sport. He's accomplished everything in the sport, beat everybody, he's TBE.
The former CEO didn't stop with the debt. He also tore apart the legitimacy of Floyd's recent earnings. Ellerby claimed that Floyd had massively and intentionally overestimated the financial returns from his last exhibition fight to trick the public. In reality, that fight wasn't for glory. It was a desperate rescue mission designed solely to pay off his mounting, suffocating debts. However, Ellerby revealed the grim reality. Floyd only walked away with about $20 to $25 million from that event after everyone took their cut. While that sounds like a massive fortune to most people, it is millions, perhaps tens of millions, short of what he actually owes to his high-level creditors in Dubai. This is precisely why Floyd is trying so aggressively and desperately to set up a high-profile exhibition match with Jake Paul. He needs a massive, quick,
I'm bringing the people into my lifestyle, showing the people how I live. Now, I know you guys see me on the regular talking about real estate. Well, lately, I purchased 62 apartment buildings in New York City. And what I need you guys to do, slide over and check out the photos. It's not all 62 buildings, it's a few buildings, but guess what? All the buildings belong to me. I don't have no partners. And all the retail down low on my buildings all belong to me.
Naturally, a massive wave of loyal fans are firing shots back at Leonard Ellerbe, calling him a traitor, a snake, and a backstabber for leaking such deeply confidential information about his former boss and friend. But what many of these critics don't know is the deeper, darker story of who actually betrayed whom first. According to camp insiders, Mayweather was the first one to act wrongly and disrespectfully toward Leonard, and Ellerby is simply repaying the evil deeds in kind. After years of staying silent, biting his tongue, and protecting Floyd's darkest secrets from the prying eyes of the media, Ellerby has finally found his voice. Since leaving Mayweather Promotions, he has...
What? You can do the same. It's all about making power moves.
Yeah, okay.
And I'm pointing like this because all of them, we're in New York City right now. We're in Manhattan. That's what we do. Come on.
While respected sports insider Rick Glazer also confirmed some of these shocking reports, Floyd's recent public appearances in the U.S. made some people think the allegations were just elaborate lies. People wondered, maybe he settled his way out of the country back in May? But Ellerby is doubling down on his claims. He maintains with absolute certainty that Floyd was truly held hostage in Dubai and that his current presence in America is only a temporary grace period granted by his creditors. The ironclad condition was that all of his international bank accounts were to be blocked, monitored, and essentially controlled by a third party until every single cent was paid back in full.
All this money made. No partners. All by myself. Over 1,000 apartments. I'm just getting started.
While Ellerby didn't give every single microscopic detail about the detainment during the interview, several leaks from high-level sources over the past few weeks have filled in the gaps for hungry boxing fans. Apparently, Ellerby leaked evidence that Mayweather was fronted an insane, almost unbelievable amount of cash at a private, elite casino, but he promptly lost every single bit of it at the tables in a gambling binge. Here's the catch that people missed. As of right now, there are no legal public casinos in Dubai, so this must have been an exclusive, private, high-stakes game attended by the world's elite. As a direct result of the staggering loss, his private jet was surrounded.
Just out of curiosity, bro, you said that Floyd was kidnapped by the Abu Dhabi folks. Any comment on that?
And again, like I was just saying, again.
The specific terms of his detainment in Dubai were truly unique and bizarre. He was reportedly allowed to travel anywhere within the city limits and live as lavishly as he wanted in five-star suites, but he was strictly forbidden from stepping 1 foot outside the country's borders. To ensure he didn't try to make a midnight run for it, Dubai authorities reportedly mounted 24/7 security agents and surveillance around his private jet. The general belief among those in the know is that the total debt is comfortably in the hundreds of millions range, and Floyd is reportedly paying over $20 million a month just as interest or good faith payments to keep the creditors from taking further, more aggressive legal action. Instead of making smart, conservative financial moves to fix this, he's doubling down on the lavish...
A little about big news came down yesterday. Leonard Ellerbe no longer in at Mayweather Promotions. Seems like that's happened a couple times over the course of the years back. Because I remember years ago I was thinking Richard Schaefer's going to take over, but now apparently that is happening. Thoughts on Leonard Ellerbe making his way out?
I think Leonard is still in a good position, and I don't think that it was any animosity.
After 17 long, grueling years of running the show at Mayweather Promotions, Leonard Ellerbe has wasted no time diving headfirst into a completely different, yet equally lucrative field. He has moved into the fast-growing and high-stakes world of women's college basketball, and the move is already paying off in a huge way. Ellerbe recently attended a high-profile, packed press conference in State College, Pennsylvania, to announce the transfer of one of his major signees to Penn State. The former boxing CEO is now a high-level advisor on NIL, name, image, and likeness deals, helping young, talented athletes secure their financial futures so they don't end up like the man he used to work for. It's a massive tectonic shift from promoting the undefeated 5-division champion.
I just think that it's just time for him to move on.
Of course, Leonard is very wrapped up in PBC type stuff here with this promotion and everything that they do. Do you think that played any part in him leaving Mayweather Promotions?
I guess it could have played a part. I mean, if you're in between promotions, you're working with one and you're not working.
The Mayweather-Pacquiao fight generated over 4.4 million pay-per-view buys, a monstrous record that still stands as the pinnacle of the sport today. But those glory days feel like a distant, fading lifetime ago. With Ellerbe gone, Floyd has officially and controversially replaced him with Richard Schaefer, the former CEO of Golden Boy Promotions. The reaction from the boxing community and fans has been overwhelmingly negative, bordering on hostile. One fan commented, "It's about time." People defended Ellerbe for years because they were blind to Floyd's ego, but the truth is finally out. Many boxing analysts believe that without Ellerbe's steady hand and professional guidance, Mayweather Promotions is a rapidly sinking ship. They feel that people only tolerated the company because of its association with Gervonta "Tank" Davis, but now that the curtain has been pulled back and the architect has left, the fans are finally waking up.
Yeah, so I mean, but I don't think there was no, like I said, I don't think there was no animosity or anything, because even Floyd always spoke as, you know, he would always say that, you know, when Al Heyman has fights, you know, because he can always get his fighters on Al Heyman's show.
I mean, do you think it was a little difficult for Leonard to be in a tough spot, because obviously very close to Tank? Of course, we know Floyd and Tank had their ups and downs, so mostly downs recently.
Yeah,
so do you think that was?
Yeah, that makes it tough. That makes it tough. That makes it where, you know, he basically, because a lot of times friends want you to pick sides, but I mean, Leonard's